I'd like to strike internal vice president officer report.
Okay. Are there any other amendments to the agenda? Okay, seeing none, I can entertain a motion. Heather?
I move to approve the agenda as amended.
Is there a second? Second by Amy. All those in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those against and those abstained. The 9-0 vote. The agenda has been approved as amended. Next up, we'll go into approval of the minutes from April 5th. I can entertain a motion to approve the minutes. Heather?
I move to approve the minutes.
Is there a second? Second by Ariel. Any discussion about the minutes? Seeing none, we'll go into a vote. All those in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those against and those abstained. To the 10-0 vote, the minutes have been approved. Do we have any proxies at council today? We do not. Okay. Next up, we'll go into public comment. For any public commenters in the room, the first round of public comments will be audio only. You have 2 minutes to speak if you must be a member of the association. The next round of public comment will be audio and visual, so you'll be seen and heard. So right now the video section of USAC Live is turned off. You can still hear your voice. We'll get started for public comment. Okay.
Hello everybody, I'm Jonathan Knight, the Calvert Chapter Chair at UCLA. So for this week's update, all of our Calvert chapters, we're conducting hunger surveys, and also we're choosing our campaigns for next fall quarter and our lead campaign for this week. So for this week, you guys can also see this on Gridlock. Our goal is to collect 100 hunger surveys per campus, so that we better understand the extent and effects of hunger in our students. And also, after we compile the data, we will be able to understand how and where we can solve the issue better. And for the next issue, we are choosing our campaign. So tonight at 7:30, our audience will be choosing the campaign for fall quarter and lead. So we'll be choosing amongst our current campaigns like California Drive Ban, textbook affordability, women democracy, and also some new campaigns like gender pricing and equality, improving public transport. So everybody is welcome to suggest any campaigns that you think should be done. So if you're interested in doing that, you can text me the idea at 263847282, and I'll bring it up at the meeting. So we'll be voting on this for the statewide election. There will be 5 representatives. We'll have a huge debate and we'll decide on the week.
Thank you. So go ahead for one last round of audio only public comment, and we'll go to USAC Live. Audio only.
Okay, hi guys, I'm Jamie. I'm also with Calvert. I am an intern with them, and I'm running our democracy campaign. And so it's pretty much a new campaign on this campus, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing. So we are aiming to get big money out of politics. So basically, we want funding to come more from grassroots movements and average citizen innovation, so that way politicians can reach their constituents. We're going to do this because we were informed about a bill that's going to be presented by Senator Ben Allen that is aiming to lift the ban on publicly funded elections in California. And we're working to inform people on campus about this issue, to raise a lot of public awareness. And we're going to do this by getting photo petitions, sign-ons, we'll be holding some big visibility events like this tug war that we're going to be having going on outside of Powell on Friday, 12 to 2. It's going to be, we're going to have a couple of really strong people being big money to show that with a lot of actresses come together, they can still be stronger. We have a Facebook event that's going to be posted on our Calvert at UCLA page, and it would be really cool if some of you guys could go on and invite some of your friends at UCLA so they know that this is going on, to look for it. And if you are interested in helping out in all of this campaign, or you have ideas about what we could be doing, go ahead and text me at 510-331-0796. Again, my name is Jamie. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, we turn to USAC back on. We'll go for audio and visual public comment. Okay, seeing no more public commenters in the room, we'll close public comment at 7:10. Next up will be a special presentations for Summer Special. special presentation for tonight. Financial Sports Commission 2015-2016 accomplishments. By Ruth. So for our special presenters for tonight, you will have 15 minutes for your special presentation. I'll let you know when you're at the 12-minute mark, when you have 3 minutes left, and then you'll have 5 minutes to questions from the council.
Can we just tell you guys to go to the next slide?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey everyone, so my office wanted to present our accomplishments this year. We've accomplished so many amazing things in terms of initiatives, events, and programming. So we're excited to share with you all, and we have some really passionate people out here.
So we'll go ahead and introduce ourselves. I'm Ashley Mohammed. I serve as the Professional Services Director in the Financial Support Commission.
Hi, I'm Ryan Rigola, and I'm the Chief of Staff for FSD.
Hi, I'm Arjun Banerjee, and I'm the Director of Student Services.
Hi, I'm Jay Patel, and I'm the Financial Wellness Director.
Hi, I'm Vignesh Balsundaram, and then I'm the Director of the External Vice President Liaison Committee.
Cool. All right, we'll go here.
So part of the Professional Services Committee's duties consist of creating the connection between the Career Center and bringing that onto the Hill, as we've seen with the Career Council mobile booths that are also located on the Hill this year, as well as creating resources that students can come to events on campus, such as the on-campus job fair, which was a huge success this year in Kirkcaldy Grand Salon. We were able to bring in different vendors, jobs, that startup companies that were able to showcase, different internships or job opportunities that they had, such as ACCLA, the UCLA Recreation, UCLA Transportation Services, and also different jobs at Wooden. So it was a very great opportunity for students to come in and learn more about more jobs that they can have to further not only their educational path, but also increase the ability for them to gain access to these resources that may not be as readily available to them on campus. Other things that we worked on this year were, resume workshops in order to connect with Stacey Harriman, who serves as the Interim Associate Director at the Career Center. She was very vital in providing those resources and connecting us with those elders that were able to come in on campus and share their expertise to the students who were looking to boost up the resume with different extracurriculars or internships and other stuff like that. We also worked very closely with Chris Powell, who served as the Industry Relations Manager at the Career Center, who was able to connect us again with vital employees and bring them onto campus for the on-campus jobs fair. So that was the sole focus of the Professional Services Committee, and I'm super excited that we were able to kind of see for the Ruby's platforms and be able to bring these resources to the students.
So one of the other initiatives that I was so totally proud of my office putting on was the Career Booth on the Hill. So last year I saw a lot of need for a lot of first and second years. A lot of them didn't really know what the Career Center was. A lot of them don't walk by the Career Center on their way to class. So I thought it was really important to really bring the Career Center to the Hill by having these more sort of like mobile booths on the Hill, essentially into that dining hall. Basically, students can turn in resumes, gain critiques, can pretty much do anything the Career Center offers at a basic level at these booths. Then if they want to do further, they're able to get referred to someone specializing in what they're actually needing help in at the Career Center. So it really increased visibility of the Career Center on the Hill. And the first night we had around 200 students show up. It was amazing because it was like from 5 to 7 every other odd week on a Tuesday of the quarter. So it was really amazing to have like first and second year students normally would be like thinking about their future to have and really start thinking about it earlier on. In addition, this year we had a huge spinning wheel. So my main vision with this is that we have a lot of motivated students who always have like similar students asking here at council booths. A lot of motivated students will go up to them. But I really wanted to appeal to those not as motivated students who are like really just concerned about their future but don't really have the motivation to even think about it, really just so scared about it, they don't want to think about it. So by having these spinning wheels, I think you're able to, motivate a lot of students to just ask what the Career Center booth is, what it does, and with this winning wheel, they would win prizes. So it was really interactive, and we had a great turnout. We helped out a lot of students. So shout out to Student Services for an amazing success with this.
Oh, okay. So last quarter we had a resume workshop, which was an event put on by both FSC and the Career Center. And it started off with presentations from different professionals about their unique experiences and the skill sets required by their specific industries. And this was followed by a Q&A panel, after which there was a networking session and personalized resume critiques for students who had submitted their resumes beforehand. And we had a really good turnout, a lot of students from all different years, and both North and South campus majors, so that was good.
So other initiative that I'm so proud of was the Calculator Loan Library. With this library, I think the main reason behind this is a lot of students, not only like there's some students who just forget a calculator, so simply needed a calculator for an exam or to do homework. But then a lot of students just needed these calculators for just because simply they could not afford them. So specifically for STEM classes, science, technology, engineering, mathematics classes, a lot of students use classes for these, but then science majors I found will only need these calculators for 1/4 or so, and for them it's just better if they can just loan it to the library for the amount of time they need it and then return it at the end. So similar to the way laptops are lent out, these calculators are now available at Cal Library. And specifically, I found that with this program, I have an AAP tutor who's in my class, in my office, and he teaches students various subjects. And these students come from really like underserved areas often. So with these students, we saw a large need for these, day-to-day necessities that students need, like calculators, laptops. So he was a huge advocate for the program. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today, but so he really helped gain the funding for these calculators. And so currently in Cal Library, we have 3 graphic calculators, 28 scientific calculators, and 14 basic business calculators. And then shout out to AAC for helping us fund these calculators. We're not able to do this without you all. And then for spring quarter, we're planning to expand these to include TI-89 calculators, TI-89 graphic calculators as well. We're planning on having 30 of those, and then just 30 additional scientific calculators. So as more students find out about this program, we'll have a larger need. So we'll keep on looking forward each year to expand it as the quarters move on. And we continue this targeting scholarship again this year. So $1,000 scholarships were provided by Parking Services. And with this, we will be awarding students these scholarships based on 3 tiers, based on EFC or expected family contribution, just so you don't give it all the scholarships to the people with the highest need or the lowest need, that it's an even distribution of all of those areas of need. So with this, it benefits commuter students who need this money in order to make their daily commute to UCLA. Definitely last year will be the hassle for a lot of commuter students. So we're expecting that again once we can have these scholarships this year as well. In addition, we expanded the loan libraries we had last year. We expanded the Laptop Loan Library and the iFigure Loan Library. These initiatives benefit so many students. We expanded the iFigure Loan Library at the beginning of this quarter, and the Laptop Loan Library just got the new ones like 2-3 weeks ago for this beginning of this quarter. So basically, a lot of students are finding about these loan libraries. So it's really important that we keep on expanding them, making sure that we keep the supply with the demand for these day-to-day things that students need for their classes.
So this past week, we put on the Financial Literacy Week, and that was done by the Financial Wellness Committee and FSC in addition with the Financial Wellness Peers, which is under Sarah Potter from Murphy Hall. And throughout this week, we hope to, our general goal was to achieve greater financial literacy on campus, because one of the things we noticed was that people didn't really have all the tools they needed to succeed when it comes to finance, and some of those things that we thought that they needed to learn about were loans, budgeting, how to buy a home, more about credit, and all these things were featured in these various workshops throughout the week. These workshops and speaker events and just general places where people could learn, they were held both on the Hill and on campus, and in that way we hope that more people could come out to them, and they were held also throughout the day and throughout the night. Not every night, but like in general. Additionally, we incentivize people by offering food at all these events. So hopefully that that helped the turnout because this was actually the first year that it was put on. As a whole, as we look toward the future, we hope that this will be the first of many financial literacy weeks and that people continue to come out in greater numbers every year. And the general goal is to create more financial awareness on campus.
I was always told that making money is tough, but managing money is tougher. And because of that, we had a financial literacy fair, which was themed in the style of Monopoly, which made it fun as well. It was inspired by something that was done in CSUN, and we collaborated with other organizations and set up various other booths. So these were some of the booths that were set up: management, money management, scholarships, career center, and a lot more. And we all obviously incentivized it with food. And we hope on making this a recurring event and making it even bigger and better next year.
So we also continued last year's financial research articles. We provided many of them on our online website and advertised through them through Facebook. We had some articles such as your guide to LinkedIn in 5 simple steps, and how to get around in LA with cheap and inexpensive ways. So these articles are really beneficial to students. A lot of students especially need in this area. So my financial research team researched areas where the most need, which other students have problems with financially, and they were able to produce these amazing articles. If you all get a chance, please check out the FSC website for these articles. In addition, my office this year, we provided spring break round trips to NorCal and back. So in conjunction with Share the Bus, we got students back and forth, and these buses had required fees, extra legroom, and bathrooms in the back, and they're provided to students for $100 round trip. In the future, we are hoping to reduce this price and maybe form a local alliance to Share the Bus in order to provide it for summer as well and winter breaks, and maybe hopefully get the price down to around $50 to maybe even more inexpensive for students.
As you've heard, this last year, FSC has not only expanded on previous programs, we've also had the opportunity to make new programs, and me specifically, I'm really excited to start success. Program we worked with the Career Center on, especially Science Math was actually a great help in developing for the first ever Bruins only, UCLA student only startup fair. And it was really incredible to do because not only did we get 6 startups, including from all aspects of UCLA life, from Boxcamp to TextPJ, an online software development between Facebook and Twitter kind of company. We were able to show that UCLA students are not only bright, but they're able to expand their companies on campus. And through our work with the Career Center, we were also able to set up the opportunity to expand in the future as well. Because Blackstone Launchpad, Anderson's Accelerator, also will get on board for the next year. Also, in conjunction with the Career Center, we also work with CalPERT, and as our representatives here today can attest to, we've been working on the textbook lobby force this last quarter. And what the textbook lobby force is basically CalPERT has a way to make textbooks cheaper. It's pretty simple. They have an open source online version of these textbooks. Now the difficulty lies in just getting professors to switch from their actual physical hardcover copies to an online version, which we understand can be a tough sell because they make a lot of money off these textbooks. So what the textbook lobby force is planning to do is kind of speak with these teachers or professors individually and tell them the benefits of switching to an online open source version of their textbooks, which include also getting sort of compensation from CalPERT to make the transition a little bit easier. So far, we've set up meetings, we're training students, and this is another one of those programs that we helped start this year, and we're hoping to really pick up some steam and kick off next year to some brand new heights. The lobby force is the only thing CalPERT is actually working on with FSC. We also have panels to talk to professors, and we're just trying to do professor outreach in any way we can. So this is another one of those programs that I only see great things in for the future.
So as the quarter is nearing end, we have some other cool things planned. We're probably having a workshop on Excel. A lot of students have expressed their desire for an Excel workshop because a lot of the companies that are hiring are like, oh, well, we would love you, but you need to have expertise in Excel. So a lot of students think would benefit from this sort of workshop. In addition, we're planning on having a focus group with the financial aid office on just what students expect of their financial aid and going on in the future. So that concludes our presentation. Thank you all for
Trent?
How do you feel, or how do you see the AAC partnering with FFC on this sport? Like for
I think with agency, I think it'd be great to, obviously your academic affairs commission, so it'd be great to have like that backing of agency just partnering with us for these workshops that we have. If you want to go forward for their
well, basically, what FSC is kind of offering Calgary at this time is just a huge student base to get out there and be professors. And this is not only an FSC issue. AAC can definitely often send students who are known if they're passionate about it. So like this is, we just are trying to get, we think the best advocates for these textbooks should be the students because they're the ones most directly impacted by it. So AAC definitely help us out next year by sending students, holding panels, and there's just a whole range of opportunities.
I'd like to chime in on that. I would definitely love to see AAC next year kind of do what we're doing right now with the release of the Wi-Fi survey at midnight. FSC and AAC have collaborated on that together, and I'm super excited to finally release that to the students on behalf of finishing, Trent's wonderful job as AAC. That's definitely going to be something that I want to, promote in terms of creating better connectivity throughout campus. But as Vicky and the group you talked about, I think it's very important that as AAC next year we kind of focus on a lot of these platforms and initiatives that FSC has also been doing, because this also connects many of the issues that students are facing in terms of getting access to classes, or in terms of having the skills that prepare them for graduation, or prepare them for life beyond college. And I think that these are great resources such as Excel, or whether that's connecting professionals from the Career Center, bringing them onto the Hill as well as campus. This is only going to benefit students' future education as well as prepare them for life beyond college. So I'm super excited to be able to continue that and work with more offices. Any other questions?
Okay, thank you all so much for coming. So next up we have one appointment. We have the Judicial Board, Justin Jackson, who will be joining us via Google Hangout. So while we're setting that up, I'll pass it over to Heather for a description of the position, as well as a review of the USAC.
The Judicial Board is the judicial branch of the Undergraduate Student Association. Judicial Board justices review petitions for hearings, hear cases, and determine constitutional issues. Justices serve on the J Board for the duration of their tenure as UCLA undergraduate students in good standing to a maximum of 4 years. There are 7 undergraduates who are appointed by the USAC president in keeping with the stated tenure.
Before you do that, Justin, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay, we're just reading your review of the Appointments Review Committee, and then we'll go into your interview.
All right, so
Okay, so Heather.
Okay, so he received a 300 vote of approval by ARC. He has a lot of interest in Judicial Board, has done research on past J Board's cases, wants to promote the visibility of the board, and has done research on the procedures and processes of the J Board.
Okay. So Justin, we'll go ahead into your interview. Get some quiet on the council, please.
Board position because I thought she was We're going to do 1 minute for your introduction, and I'll let you know in about 10 seconds left, and then we'll go into 5 minutes of questions from the council, and we'll do 1 minute for your closing. Okay, so ready whenever you are. Alright, so I'm going to apply for the Judicial Board position because I think it's a good thing that USAC in particular has a judiciary system which will be accessible for USAC fans in particular. I think it's great for one transparency to what USAC is doing for other conference as the Judicial Board carries into it that is how USAC has a dual on it. I think for me personally, seeing how justices I think I can offer the Judicial Board a sense of strong integrity I think anything like this because as a person in a professional life, we try to keep in this thing. Even sometimes I think it's important that where work ends and then play starts. And I think it's important for judicial work because you do have a sense that you have to be neutral when your cases come before you. And you are if you use your personal mistake in the case that you're seeing that you're able to recuse yourself from that when the petition is brought forth to you. And so I just want to be on the judicial board in order to have a sense of integrity in the instance.
And that's time. Thank you, Justin. So now we'll go into questions from the council. Does anyone have any questions? Sorry?
I don't know. I'll just if you can reiterate to him, has he had an opportunity to reach out to other justices, if so, what he learned from that?
Okay. The question was, have you reached out to any other justices on the judicial court and board, and if you have learned anything from it?
Reached out to the Chief Justice, Rachel Bender, and also the Associate Chief Justice, Omar Carter. He gave me all the information I needed to go for presenting for FIC. And I just kind of learned about the judicial board. And also a couple of weeks back, he's the advisor for judicial board. And he gave me I'm pretty excited to Omar again, what judicial board, what it serves, and some cases that are brought forth to judicial board, so those people on that one.
Okay. Any other questions? Heather?
What is your plan to promote the visibility of judicial board?
The visibility of judicial board, I want to first and foremost expose good and see that judicial board kind of has more of a private stake in USAC and that the cases they trial are a little bit more expanded, rather than be just by quarter legs, kind of what I've seen with the cases that I have really so far. And also just getting out there and advocating for judicial board so that people know what judicial board is, why it's there, and what it serves for its purpose.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, seeing none, we'll go into 1 minute for your closing. I'll let you know when you have 10 seconds left.
All right. Thank you for your time. And just I want to, as I mentioned earlier, the visibility of judicial board, but I want to be out there knowing that I'm still aware of the cases that judicial board can try, and that if that goes with extending in terms of student conduct code, if that could be under the jurisprudence of judicial board, that would be a great opportunity I'd love to get close into. But most of all, I would love to just bring honor to the position and uphold the USAC Constitution well.
Okay. A round of applause. Okay, Justin, we're going to go into our discussion regarding your appointment. So it's up to you. If you would like to hang up, we can let you know if you've been approved or not, or you're welcome to stay present as we discuss the appointment. So it's up to you.
Okay, I'm CHC right now, so I'm
Okay, perfect. We will send you an email then. So thank you so much for coming in on Google Hangout. All right, we understand. Thank you. Bye. Okay. So we can go ahead into our discussion regarding the judicial board appointment. This is a reminder for council. For judicial board, we'll need a 2/3 approval. So I can entertain a motion. Zach?
I move to approve Justin Jackson to the judicial board.
Is there a second? Second by Ariel. We'll go ahead and just discussion regarding the appointment. Are there any points of discussion that you'd like to be brought up at this time? Ian?
I think it's clear from this interview as well as the Harris interview that it's very well to learn. And he also has a great background already in reaching out to current members and also studying past cases. So I think we're making great justice, Justin Jackson.
Okay. Any other points? Danny?
I just was going to say, I thought it was really, he already went through his
sole advisor and like already seem like he's acting as if like he'll do all the ins and outs of the position. And I think that was really timely. I'm excited to approve Justin to be on the judicial board.
Okay, any other points of discussion? Okay, seeing none, we'll go into a vote. All those in favor of approving Justin Jackson? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Those against? And those that abstain? To an 11-0-0 vote, Justin Jackson has been approved for the judicial board. Yay! We'll let him know. Okay, so that is it for our appointments. So we'll go ahead into officer and member reports. Mine's a little bit on the shorter end. Hopefully anyone who is a graduating senior got an email today from Heather and I regarding the Senior Giving Committee. So talked a little bit about our experiences at UCLA and encourage students to give back. The whole purpose of it is for seniors to have the opportunity to create a legacy here at UCLA as they're leaving to give back to their school. So any monetary donation that's available to give, please do forward that on for a gift. You can specifically specify which committee you want to give to. So there are various committees you can choose, scholarships or giving back to the libraries or a specific department, as well as different student organization funds, whatever you'd prefer. So please check your email. It's also on Facebook too to learn more about the Senior Giving Committee. Additionally, our Daily Bruin article came out yesterday. We worked with the Bruin Consent Coalition to draft a letter in support for survivors and victims of sexual assault and gender-based violence within the Greek system. We had 48 other chapters sign along with Heather, myself, and the Bruin Consent Coalition. The purpose of this article is to show that there is a support system out there and to continue to kind of break the culture that's been created and how we can reinforce those changes and show survivors and victims the resources that are available for them. So it is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, so that's why we coordinated it with April. Just thank you to the Bruin Consent Coalition for all their help, and then we hope this article continues to be pushed around so that people within Greek life can see that support system that has been established. Additionally, this Thursday, I have a meeting with Frank Rada, the UCLA registrar, to discuss the possibility of dead days before finals. So this was one of the initiatives I ran on back in the spring to see about ways you can rework the calendar to make sure students are having adequate time to empower them towards academic success. So we're looking at several options and see what our possibilities are, especially as we look to approach the Academic Senate. He will first be approaching a smaller committee on the Academic Senate, and he's the one who sits on one of them. So we want to talk to him first and gather his opinions, things that we can work on, so we'll be meeting with him. Additionally, this Saturday is Bruin Day. I will be giving a speech to a bunch of new potential Bruins. Additionally, our newly appointed communications director is working on creating a flyer. So we'll have that hopefully available so we can pass it out to new Bruins who are interested in student government. I told her to specify each of your offices and kind of pick up language either from the bylaws or from descriptions of your offices online, so you can post that on it to inform students about what's going on within USAC. So that is my officer member report. Are there any questions? Okay, seeing none, we'll go into onto our external vice president.
Okay, it's been very, very busy week. Last Wednesday, I went to the Sacramento every day, and I did public comment with the student region and checked out Chicago. And went to the Joint Legislative Audit Committee. We got a chance to express our thoughts and feelings on the recent controversial audit of the UC. I'm sure many of you haven't had a chance to fully examine it and take a look at the data, the counter arguments, and everything. But it seems very clear to me, as it did to the audience trend, that the audit hardly captures the full story. It's very political. We're very disappointed with it, and we think it doesn't strike at the heart of the problem. As always, that our state and many others have chosen not to fund our public university system at full levels, and that is causing a huge range of problems. And it's easy for politicians to demonize out-of-state students. It's easy for politicians to demonize UCOP because it means that they don't have to take responsibility and do the work that will help make our universities active. A quick little fact sheet, for instance, one of the core claims of the audit was that UC has been admitting students, out-of-state students who perform with lower scores and standards than residents, and thus displacing resident students. But if you look at virtually any other data set, it will tell you that in fact out-of-state students remain held to higher standards than residents. So obviously I'm pretty baffled and frustrated by it. It's been another year of having to fight back against the legislature just to make sure that things don't get worse, as opposed to making real progress on some of these long-term financial issues. But we feel that we really got through to the committee. We got a chance to speak with several members of the committee and their staff. So it was a big day, but it was a good day. Since I've been focusing on going back to Sacramento this weekend on Monday with our delegation from the Student Lobby Conference. Ours, I believe, is the biggest delegation, and it's going to be an exciting weekend. A lot of students who haven't had the chance to conduct direct advocacy this weekend are going to get to learn how and get some on-the-ground experience that there's that. So one of my favorite parts about this job is seeing students get to engage in that for the first time. So that's the next one.
Okay. Are there any questions? Seeing none, we'll go to our Academic Affairs Commissioner.
Yeah, I'll keep it relatively short as well. I'm actually with Frank Wada and his team from the registrar. Tomorrow for a focus group on UCLA. So if anyone has any suggestions, recommendations, feel free to email me and I will leave them over to him. In addition to that, just recently heard back from January, the head of the online teaching and learning committee here at UCLA, so scheduling a meeting with her and my director of academic services. And so just finishing up the year strong, as Ashley mentioned, from position plan to see. So tonight, midnight, my understanding, we're going to be releasing the wireless survey. So please fill it out. Please let IT department in the room online here so they know where exactly you're not getting service. Especially if you look at the map online and it shows coverage, it shows that you should be getting it, it's problematic, and so they can reassess what exactly is going on, update the map, or they can update the wireless. Yeah. And obviously, you know, there's experience. Another thing is they were looking at two metrics, GPA and test scores. What was interesting is the GPA they looked at non-capped GPA, which is pretty interesting, especially for UCLA, considering the fact that a lot of our students do look to the IB, AP, even college courses that are given an extra point, and that was not considered at all for any processes. So that's really interesting in how they're seeing the numbers.
Any questions for Academic Affairs Commissioner? Okay, next we have our administrative representatives. Roy is not present. Dr. Miller.
So in the United States survey, there has been a huge response from students interested in participating. Seoul is running a waiting list of student groups. They've had to turn groups away just because of capacity. So if you hear from anyone who is frustrated that their group is waitlisted, brief them in respond.
Okay. Christine is not present. Michael?
Just something on that budget, but UNICAM offices are physically moving to the Wood Center on Monday. And well, the staff are moving, the yard specifically. But yeah, so UNICAM will be located on campus starting on Monday.
Patty?
I'm just glad to be back.
All right, next up we have for fund allocations, contingency programming.
So there are two USAC offices that apply the past week, and they were SCDC, CPI standard first aid training, and the finance committee for super CPR and student retreats respectively. In total, the amount required was $3,379.97. The amount requested was $3,400, and the amount recommended as the finance committee was $500.
Okay, I can entertain a motion.
$500.
720.
All right.
Partially, that's not right. 720.
You want to make a motion?
Yeah. I would approve the emergency program and allocation for $700.
All right, is there a second? Second by Zach. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll go into a vote. All those in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those against? And those that abstain? 1, to attend 0-1 decision, the contingency programming allocation for USAC offices has been approved. Next up, we'll continue programming for student groups.
There are also 19 students that applied. They required $609,321.48. This number was just really high because the American Indian Student Association had a powwow, which required about $7,000. In total, the 19 student groups requested $18,005.80, and the finance committee recommended $5,679. And if this allocation is fully approved, then it will be $21,488.60 left in budget.
Okay. That?
I move to approve the $5,679 contingency programming allocation.
Okay, is there a second? Second by Trent. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll go into a vote. All those in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Those against and those abstain. 11-0-0 vote. The contingency programming allocation to student groups has been approved. Next up, we have our EDP for defenders.
So we have someone traveling to Washington for a training, possibly using the Sierra program. $57.40. Yeah.
Okay. We also had tabled, yes, because we wanted to clarify what was meant by retroactive.
Right, so I don't know who said the word retroactive. I guess most of the time said the word retroactive. So, from my understanding, my group had a record, so yeah, this issue. So the application came in very last minute, and my director said that it was approved before the actual contract happened, but it never came to my desk as USAC before the conference. So while our office approved it and gave the nod, USAC didn't, and that puts us in kind of a bind, and I'm really, I'd love input as to what the right thing to do is here, because there is an internal issue with processing the application.
So has the money been pushed forward to the student group?
No, I mean, it's,
No funds been allocated?
no,
Okay.
I mean, obviously, it's stable finance. So, I mean, part of it's on the student group for, well past the deadline, and part of it's on my director for approving it, even getting all that. I think it, it's a worthwhile thing, it's fun, it was approved before before the conference actually happened, but obviously we're in a tricky situation, so.
Yeah.
That was the student group notified of the allocation that, like, internally your office had come up with and informed them of that they were getting this before it came to council?
No, I mean, procedure, I mean, we would never tell someone they were getting an allocation before it was approved by council. But we did tell them that the office.
Okay.
There's obviously a distinction.
Right.
So, as far as best practice, I think something that as a group you probably want to discuss for all the offices and commissions that have a funding pool is what you communicate to the organizations and at what point. There really shouldn't be any communication to any organization that they've been approved for funding until after it comes to this meeting and is blessed on consent. That said, if in this particular case, as I understand from the scenario you presented, the group applied before the conference, so they were not seeking retroactive funding, that you have not formally informed them that they've been approved and you haven't transferred any funds. So you still, so again, it's not retroactive because you haven't done those steps. You're asking now that they be approved for reimbursements because they've taken the trip, they've laid out money. And the question is it out of the individual students' pockets at this point, or are they going to get reimbursed? I don't think technically that's retroactivity.
Gotcha. So basically, the picture painted last week when I wasn't here was that we had given them this money, right? So you guys are cool with that, right? Which is obviously not.
Right. So the area for improvement across the board in all of the funds is working with the internal staffs that run the funds in the offices to understand that there should not be communication at any point that says our office has approved, but it still has to be formally approved. Wait for that formal approval and then give them one communication that says you have now been approved for X amount of money and here's your process to get it.
So what does council then feel about this particular item?
Right, and so they applied before the deadline, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So is there any discussion then regarding the fund allocation, any objections? So one didn't get, yes, sir?
Did you mention that they applied late or did they apply by the set deadline?
So they came to us, to be honest, within our guidelines, we suggest strongly that, that they apply for money, depending on the circumstance, anywhere between 3 to 5 years out. And they came to us, 2 weeks, maybe 1 week out. But, again, there's an administrative reason for having, at least a soft deadline, but when it comes to, whether or not money's going to come out of students' pockets, as Dr. Geller said, we are in a position to spend that money if it's within our purview, it doesn't create some kind of issue. Now, the problem is in this case, we did create an issue. And I also didn't know about it. So I think the trouble is the deadline is not as stark.
Okay. So again, this is a consent item, so is there any points of question or discussion regarding the allocation? Has there been any discussion regarding finding a harder deadline, or do you think it would still be because, I know it's towards the end of the year, but?
Yeah, the guidelines probably won't change till next year, so we can, the exit method.
How will you ensure that this just doesn't happen?
Well, I mean, a hard deadline, one thing, this seems necessary. I told my director to be more communicative with me, and so now I'm saying every application before the director and give not send it to me before council. So I see it, well in advance of the council now, so we revise our communication procedures accordingly. But I think, it's an ethical trick, right? Because the question is, okay, I want to give this money to students, and the student groups who need it. And sometimes the start deadline, is helpful in terms of preventing something like this, but at the same time, a deadline is too inflexible, it can be students and student groups trying to drive. But I think we're leaning more towards a harder deadline.
Stephanie?
Yeah, I have a suggestion that's regarding the hard deadline. What a lot of the parents will go by 21 days, and it's specifically 21 days because it kind of gives a buffer in between. So basically, it gives the funding director, so their internal committee, 1 week to approve and review, and then it gives it 1 other week for it to council, because typically, we only meet once a week. And then lastly, once the council approves it, then SJ would have to process the account numbers. So it's technically a practice to notify the student groups after all of that's completed, after they have the account numbers so they can access it. So I think 21 days is, a safe bet, and it can always be longer, but typically, I think it's easiest on all parties. This is about 21 days, and if they're days, then that's fine. You can block them, but and I think that's fair. But if it's anything over like a week or more late, then I think it just doesn't give enough buffer for it to go through that entire process without, getting some pretty special treatment and like rushing their application.
Stephanie, when you receive applications that are sent to you in a smaller time frame than 21 days, you still look at those applications, you would just dock the amount that is typically given?
Yeah, so we actually dropped it by half if it is late, but if it's more than traditionally late, then we just deny altogether because it doesn't give us enough time to come to council and then approve by SJ
Are there any other questions?
Have other organizations that have applied to this fund been not given funding because they were late, or they were like too close to the deadline, or is this like a consistent thing that you get money? Okay.
Any other questions or objections regarding the consent item? No? Okay, any objections? Okay, seeing none, the EDP during defenders is then approved by consensus. Next one here for arts and restoring community fund.
So right before the spring break, there were 2 applications that came in. One was ASU for their annual advent week, it's called Black by Population Band. And the other one was Korean Culture Day, for the Korean Culture Awareness. So they got the final allocation of $3,000 each. So both ASU Advent Week got $3,000, and Korean Culture Night got $2,000. They both requested $5,000.
Okay. This is a consent item. Are there any questions or objections? Okay. Seeing none, the arts and restoring community fund is then approved by consensus. That is it on allocations. We have no old business. So we have 1 new business item for 2016 USAC ballot order correction. So we have 2 members from election board, so I'll have you come up to the front of the room.
Yeah, for sure. So what ended up happening was the ballot was presented last week, I believe. It was like a wrong draft that circulated, just to make everything very clear. We wanted to present the official ballot order today to make sure that you all know. It's like basically the same for all of this. There's only differences in the referenda. The old one, the wrong incorrect draft, had the green initiative on the bottom, and the Blue Walk referenda at the top, but the ballot order that was decided on orientation is as follows. So that's why.
Okay. Are there any
questions before I entertain a motion for our election board representatives? Okay, I can entertain a motion. Ken?
I move to approve the proposed 2016 second conduct agreement. That's correct.
Okay, so second by Ariel. Any discussions regarding the motion? Seeing none, we'll go into a vote. All those in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those against? And those that abstain? 1 to 901 decision. The USAC 2016 ballot order correction is done approved. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much. Okay. So, next up we have announcements. I'd like to apologize to council. I not sent out the Google Doc this week. Gilwa, our new communications director, is editing it. She wanted to do a friendly, but I suggested we just stick with the Google Doc. Just I think it would be easier for everyone. Since that wasn't sent out, I want to give everyone an opportunity. If there were information you wanted to add to that document, we weren't able to. Again, I'm very sorry for that. We'll send it out next week to be placed again on the USAC page as well as Facebook. So is there any events you would like to announce now that because it was not really Katie?
Well, this one is more next week, so, once you click on the Facebook page, you see all the events. So it's not that much time, but yeah, a whole week. And, the word is having, the word on Wednesday, tomorrow night, by Rule the World, and then Dr. Pratt, and then the Columbus next week, by Rule the World.
Okay. Anyone else? James?
Yeah, so for those of you who haven't seen it, next Monday, from 4 to 6 at Sunset, I'm really excited to be partnering with the Indian Student Union to be hosting the Holy Festival at Sunset Rec. It's going to be a really cool experience to learn about this culture, just come and enjoy and learn, and I think I encourage all of you to come out if you're available.
Lexi?
Just creating the sneak of the sequel to Barber Shop on Thursday, but we're to go. And then on Tuesday, for those of you who have staff members interested, we're going to be doing a sneak of Mike and David wedding cake, and Anna Kendrick is going to be there, and so is Adam Levine. So everyone should.
Nice. Okay. Any other check?
So I completely forgot, but preliminary, trying to get information from the but tentatively next Wednesday, February 6th, we'll be having a 1-year anniversary of the diversity requirement final passing. This will be very on February 6th. Hopefully you all approve with the catering, so we're looking into some service. So I'm on time.
Okay. Heather?
This week is LGBTQ Pride Week, and I brought flyers for all of you with all of the events. Today we had a Pride Parade / Pride Party in Bruin Plaza. It was very fun. We had outside organizations, the LA LGBT Center, San Gabriel Valley LGBT Center. We had Cool House there as well, selling ice cream, and the proceeds are going to the Lavender graduation. So it's very cool, very exciting. That was one of my kind of like dreams on Pride Parade, so I'm very stoked that we got to do it. Tomorrow we have a panel on intersectionality, and this is also something that we were passing out earlier today that the center had left us. To pass out to people on how to be better allies to the LGBTQ plus community. Anyways, tomorrow is going to be a panel on intersectionality. We're going to have people who identify from the different spectrum of identity there. It's going to be, we're going to have set questions, and then we're also going to have time for people to just ask questions that you often don't get to ask people, like how, you know, when people talk about this, like how does it make you feel, like how can I, like, better, like, be a bystander when, you know, someone says something offensive, like how can I correct them, like what would you prefer to be referred to as? So just having, like, a comfortable space to ask those, like, questions that you don't get to ask people a lot. And we also
are having a blood drive to raise awareness about the FDA rule of how gay men are not allowed to donate blood if they've had sex with another man within a year. So we're kind of like raising awareness about that topic. A lot of people, especially from the Lavender Health Alliance, have kind of taken the stance like they understand why this rule is in place because there are higher occurrences of HIV/AIDS within that community, but that doesn't mean that everyone is infected by HIV/AIDS, and so it is an outdated law, and we're just raising awareness about that. So please come out.
Okay. Any other announcements? Oil?
Along with LGBTQ Pride Week, it's also Transfer Pride Week, and it was like a cute little community transfer breakfast this morning at the LGBTQ Center to kind of bring together both the Pride Weeks. Tomorrow night at the Games West Alumni Center, there's a Transfer Alumni Networking Night starting at 6 o'clock. There's going to be food there, so that's when we get out. It's going to be awesome.
Any other announcements? Okay, seeing none, I can entertain a motion to adjourn that. There's seconds. There's a second on that. Going to vote, all those in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those against? And those who abstain? 2, 10, 0, 0 vote. I adjourn the meeting at 8:07.